Beyond Compare Wrestling presents BCW Random Draw.
Thank you for joining us here tonight. It is night 3 of BCW Random Draw 2, and we are closing out this event with a tag team grudge match. Flips per second taken on Hard Limit. This is the rubber match between these two teams. Who's going to come out with the win? Who's going to come out with the win in the series? We're going to find out. And tonight's main event, BCW World Championship on the line. Number one contender Tony Rizzo takes on Dirty Don. This is the main event of the evening. This is the main course. And who's going to get it done and come out with the BCW World Championship? But tonight we kick off action with a number one contenders match. The Game Changers versus Kensho and Tofik. Now both these teams have had a chance at the BCW World Tag Team titles before. And we're going to show some clips of that. It was the Game Changers defending at the time their BCW World Tag Team titles at our last pay-per-view. But it was the Exiled who managed to tap out Adam Ace, secure the win, and become the new BCW World Tag Team Champions. Then it was a few weeks later when the Exiled, they were defending their titles against Kensho and Tofik, and it was much of the same. Xander just stomping the face of Kensho, slapping in that submission, and picking up the win, successfully defending their titles. Now the Exiled, they're undefeated. They have been on quite the roll. They're the BCW World Tag Team Champions. And both the Game Changers and Kensho and Tofik, they want a rematch against the Exiled. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape here. Now breaking down the tail of the tape, we can see that both teams only have one loss on their record, and that is to the Exiled in the clips that we just seen. But the Game Changers, they have 10 wins, 1 loss. Kensho and Tofik, they have 5 wins, 1 loss. Both these teams are not known for losing. Both these teams want redemption. The Game Changers want a chance to get their World Tag Team titles back. Kensho and Tofik, they want that chance to defeat the Exiled. Who's coming out with the win? Who will be the number one contenders? Let's find out right now.
The following contest is a number one contenders match. Making their way to the ring at a combined weight of 465 pounds, Adam Ace and the real deal Jason Shields, the Game Changer.
And here we go, the former BCW World Tag Team Champions, the first ever BCW World Tag Team Champions. And I gotta say, it's still a little weird seeing them come into the ring without those tag team titles. But tonight they got a chance to get one step closer to fixing that. Can the Game Changers become the number one contenders again here tonight and get another shot for those BCW World Tag Team titles?
At a combined weight of 545 pounds, the team of Kensho and Taufik.
And here we go, a tag team dream team in Kensho and Taufik. If you are looking at the BCW roster and building the perfect tag team, this could be it. Not only are these men top tier in the tag division, but both these men have formerly been the number one contenders for the BCW World Title. They are top tier in the singles division. They're top tier in the tag division. They're looking for one more shot to get the tag gold. Can they become the number one contenders and do that here tonight? We are just about to kick off Random Draw, but as the name suggests, what randomized match will the randomizer pick? Let's find out right now. And here we go. The bell is rung. The match is underway. Number one contenders match to be contested tonight in a hardcore tornado tag. Throwing the tags out the window. Throwing the rule book out the window. We're just having all four men get in there and slug it out to determine who the top tag team is. Who the top tag team will be to face the Exiled in a tag team title rematch. Both these teams are one win away. High stakes here tonight in our opener. Right now we got a double team. The Game Changers double teaming Kensho in the ring here. Oh, and here we go. And Taufik going after those steel steps. It did not take long for this fight to break down. Taufik already going after the weapons. I was just about to bring up, I wonder how long it would take for both these teams to go after the weapons in this match, and it did not take long. Taufik didn't get a chance to use those steps, but he's already got him in the ring. Oh, and what's this? Oh, and Kensho with a beautiful suicide dive. Kensho, we don't see a suicide dive from him very often. He is more a ground-based, mat-based striker, but he went high risk there. He is pulling out all the stops, and speaking of pulling out all the stops, just this military press from Taufik. Just dog walking Jason Shields on the outside there and just slams him down, crashes right on that sternum. And both these teams so good. As we mentioned, top tier, they only have one loss, and that's to the tag champions, so no shame in that there. But both these teams, they want revenge as much as they want the BCW World Tag Team titles. Oh, and Adam Ace with a tope over the top and lands it. Sticks the landing, the agility of an Adam Ace. Wow, that was incredible, and especially landing on the feet right as I'm putting him over, he goes and does something even more amazing where I got to put him over for that too. And speaking of the Game Changers, they have been a tag team since day one, episode 1 here in BCW. They are an established tag team. They have been tagging for years. They know each other's idiosyncrasies. Whereas Kensho and Taufik, they have formed a tag team since coming to BCW. So the Game Changers, as we've seen in that tail of the tape graphic, they have doubled the experience in BCW as a tag team. 10-1 versus 5-1. They've got twice the wins. They have twice the matches. And a big super kick there from Adam Ace. Oh, and a big shot there. Adam Ace was able to hit Taufik with that kendo stick before getting absolutely brutalized in the back with that stiff kick from Kensho. And a stiff shot there. Adam Ace taking a lot of punishment. And as we break down this hardcore tornado tag stipulation, I think in terms of who it favors, it's a 50-50 split. I think the hardcore aspect of this match might favor a Kensho and Taufik. I say that just because Kensho and Tawfik are so big and so dangerous without weapons, especially Tawfik. You put the steel steps like he grabbed earlier in the hands of a Tawfik, and that is going to be absolutely brutal. That's going to do quadruple damage. Whereas when it comes to the tornado part of the tag stipulation, I think that would favor the Game Changers just because they're an established tag team. And the curb stomp there, Adam Ace, beautiful tag team synergy. Jason Shields already for the cover, the ref's still down. Ref got a 2 count from Jason Shields and a 2 count from Adam Ace there, but that was beautiful tag team synergy. The referee's already down. Adam Ace hit his finisher. He was able to capitalize, but Jason Shields with a big forearm going over the top. What's Adam Ace got? He's on the top rope. And a crossbody to the outside on Tawfik. Both the Game Changers showing their top rope prowess on that one. Now we got a 2-on-1 potential situation here in the ring. We got Kensho and Tawfik. Double teaming Adam Ace there and a big DDT. Capturing the leg though, really making it hard to brace yourself. It looks like the momentum is swinging a little to the favor of a Kensho and Tawfik. They have a 2-on-1 situation. Really capitalizing on those 2-on-1s, and I don't care who you are in this world or what roster you are on, a 2-on-1 against a Kensho and Tawfik, that spells defeat. Just like that. Big brutal shot with the steel steps. Corner bead. Adam Ace is, and there we go. I was just going to say Adam Ace has got to do something, otherwise he's just going to take so many brutal shots. But that's exactly what I was talking about. Tawfik is a over 300-pounder, and with those steel steps that weigh over 100 pounds themselves, especially with that diamond plate and those perfect 90-degree edges, that is a brutal shot. Cover here. Adam Ace kicks out, but Adam Ace taking a lot of punishment. He was able to muscle out, but that is a lot of damage from those steel steps with a man like Tawfik wielding them. Now Adam Ace just getting stomped out in the ring. I think the game plan now for Kensho and Tawfik is to isolate an Adam Ace and just really take him out, and Kensho just lining up his shot here, waiting for Adam Ace to get up. Waiting for him to get up so he can put him down. Oh, and I think Kensho got him with a shot there, but a camera angle here. DDT on the outside from Jason Shields to Tawfik. Oh, and Adam Ace kicks out Jason Shields. He heard that the cover was happening. Was not able to get there in time, but it was a moot point as Adam Ace was able to kick out. Oh, and Tawfik, what's he got here? German suplex. What's he going to follow it up with? And a big lariat turning Adam Ace inside out. Goes for the cover, but Jason Shields right there to break it up. But Kensho bringing in more hardware. There is a lot of steel and a lot of unnatural angles here in this ring. And now we got the reverse here. We got a 2-on-1 situation in favor of the Game Changers now. Jason Shields just stomping out and wearing out Kensho in the corner. Tawfik slow to get in, and I think the longer this match goes, it might favor the Game Changers just because of the cardio, but the Game Changers, they are taking a lot of damage. But speaking of a lot of damage, super kick finisher from Jason Shields to Tawfik. 2! And Tawfik kicks out, and I think the only thing that saved Tawfik there was Tawfik is 6'6". Jason Shields goes about 6 foot. So he's got Jason Shields has to extend his foot that extra 6 inches to hit the chin and the jaw of a Tawfik. I think that extra extension caused Jason Shields not to get the full power like he normally gets. And also Tawfik has that big beard. It makes it real hard to pinpoint where the chin is exactly. Oh, but Tawfik, he's got Adam Ace up there, and a big power bomb with his head landing on the back of those steel steps. That is instant concussion territory right there, and that is exactly what I was saying before. There is a lot of sharp and unnatural angles in the ring with the steel steps and the steel stairs. And speaking of unnatural, the leaping tombstone signature maneuver of a Kensho. Goes for the cover. Tawfik playing defense. 2? Could this be? Jason Shields kicks out at the last second. Adam Ace, he was slow to get in, but you can't blame him with all the damage accumulation. That was a big knee shot. We've seen Kensho win matches in BCW with that move before. But the Game Changers really showing their resiliency. Just no matter what they're getting hit with, they are kicking out. And for Kensho and Tofik, they just got to keep this up. There is no way that if they keep this up, they are going to lose this match. They're keeping with the 2-on-1s. They're hitting big shots. Whereas the Game Changers, they got to do something big. And Jason Shields going after those steel steps, that would be big. But the Game Changers, they got to do something big to turn the tides. Whereas Kensho and Tofik, they got to hit that one big shot, just like that big dropping knee. We've seen Kensho hit that maneuver and win matches at BCW before. And it looked like Adam Ace was going for the flatliner and Kensho. Kensho reverses. Adam Ace reverses that. Kensho reverses it again. It is tit for tat. It is hold for hold. It is move, counter move, stick and release. And here we go. We got a 2-on-1 in favor of the Game Changers here. Snap suplex, middle of the ring. Tofik getting worn out. Kick to the spine. And both these teams, they are fighting for that #1 contendership. They want the BCW World Tag Team titles. The Game Changers, former champs, they want a chance to get their titles back. Kensho and Tofik, they want to prove they're the most dominant team in BCW. They want another shot at the Exiled. And when it comes to both teams, they want those BCW World Tag Team titles. But in the matches both these men had with the Exiled, it was really a pick-em. It was at any point either team could have won. Both times the Exiled came out with the win. So I think that is really what is fueling these teams. Knowing that you had a shot to beat your opponent. Knowing that you had your opponent. And speaking of having your opponent, 1, 2. Ooh, and Jason Shields, he's getting real late on those kickouts. When you know that you have your opponent beat, but on that particular night you don't come out with the win, it really fuels you. And speaking of getting fueled, Kensho over the top rope. Tofik was going to use that kendo stick in the ring. And although this is a hardcore tornado tag, you got to get the pinfall or submission in the ring. So it's really Adam Ace and Tofik in the ring that are the quote-unquote legal men, so to speak. They're the only one that can get the job done at this particular time. Speaking of getting the job done, this is going to be those steel steps. Jason Shields sees it. Can he get in the ring before Adam Ace gets back up? No, and Adam Ace smartly rolls out. Tofik tosses the steps out. And Jason Shields with the super kick. Jason Shields with the super kick. That's the finisher. And he gets him in the German. 2. It is the shots you do not see coming. And Tofik, he was throwing those steps over the top rope. Turned around, did not see that super kick, and that hit him flush. And now Jason Shields from the top with the big splash. Tofik's hurt, he's grabbing that sternum. When Jason Shields opts to go after the knee instead of going for the cover. I think in this match you got to go for the cover, even if it's just to get him to kick out and expend that energy. But Jason Shields is firing up, he knows what he's doing. You cannot argue with the strategy of a 10-1 team of the former BCW World Tag Team Champions. He's got him with that neck breaker right in the middle of the ring. And that leaping senton. Goes for the cover. I don't think he's going to get it off the senton, but it's exactly what I said. You got to go for those pinfall opportunities just to get your opponent to kick out, expend that energy. Competitor like Tofik, so muscular, over 300 pounds. He's got all that muscle that his gas tank is just going to soak up. And Adam Ace and Kensho really throwing shots on the outside of the ring. And Tofik, is he going for that? Oh, I thought he was going for that burning hammer, which is a signature maneuver. But Adam Ace right there to break it up. I think that could have been a 3 count there. Oh, and Adam Ace with his finisher, the flatliner right in the middle of the ring. Leaves his partner in the ring. It is Jason Shields and Tofik. Looks like Tofik's out. His leg is at a very unnatural angle. Can this be it? Center of the ring. 1, 2. And the Game Changers win. Jason Shields gets the pinfall on Tofik. Huge assist to Adam Ace, hitting that flatliner that put him out for the count. The Game Changers are able to climb the mountain once again, become the #1 contenders, and earn a shot at the BCW World Tag Team titles. but it was not without hardship. They took a lot of punishment. They fought real hard. Congratulations to the Game Changers. Number 1 contenders, they get that rematch. We will have Game Changers versus Exiled 2.
Diggity dog. Breaking. 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 Diggity dog. Breaking.
Well, there we have it. Tensions flaring backstage between number 1 contenders Benson Hicks and Tony Rizzo. But up next, we have a grudge match. It is flips per second taking on Hard Limit in the 3rd match in the series between these two. Who's coming out with the win? Who's winning the rubber match? Let's find out right now.
Making their way to the ring at a combined weight of 470 pounds, Hard Limit.
And here we go. We got Sweetcox and the Tool, collectively known as Hard Limit, coming to the ring here. And as we mentioned, this is the rubber match between these two teams. It was way back on episode 2 that it was Hard Limit defeating Flips per second. Can Hard Limit pick up the 3rd win in this series and close it out? We're going to find out.
Making their way to the ring from the BCW Dojo, Flips per second, FPS.
And here we are, Flips per second. It was way back on episode 3 when it was Flips per second getting that win back against Hard Limit. So these two teams have one win against each other apiece, but it has been a long time since they faced each other. So who's going to come out with the win? Who's going to win this rubber match? We are going to find out in moments, but before we do, we got to let the randomizer do its thing. What match will the randomizer pick? Let's find out right now. Well, here we go. The bell has rung. The match is underway. Tag team match, but throw the pinfalls and submissions out the window. The only way to win this bad boy is by knockout. This is a very interesting stipulation, a stipulation we have not had here in BCW. And here we go. Will Roberts immediately going for the weapons, going for the steel chair, and just brains the Tool. I didn't even get a chance to mention that by having it be a knockout match, it is going to be no DQ. And it's going to be real easy to knock out your opponent if you're using the weapons in the steel chair. Wow. Will Roberts coming out early on that one. He's getting real aggressive. That is part of the new flips per second when they first came to BCW. Flips per second, they had a bit of a losing streak. They didn't have that real mean streak that you need when you're a competitor. They were doing all the moves. They were flipping and flying around. They were looking impressive, but they didn't have that killer instinct. But it was a few months ago when Tony Rizzo, he really focused in on their training, really dialed up. Oh, and a beautiful kick there. Beautiful kick from the Tool, but he's going out and making the tag to Sweetcocks. But it was Tony Rizzo really instilling into flips per second. You got to have that killer instinct. You got to fight to win. You got to aim to kill. And that's exactly what they're doing there now. PJ Parker wearing out Sweetcocks with the chair. Oh, but Sweetcocks gets up and just turns PJ Parker inside out. That chair goes flying. So as I mentioned, both teams, they faced each other a long, long time ago on episode 2 and 3 respectively. They haven't had that rubber match. That's what we're getting right now. And Tony Rizzo, the mentor of flips per second, he is the number 1 contender. He'll be facing Dirty Don in tonight's main event. And Dirty Don, the BCW World Champion, he has Hard Limit as his goon squad. So we got both the mentors of each of these respective teams in the main event coming up. So it is quite apropos that both these teams are facing each other here tonight. Hopefully, it will preserve the integrity of the main event. Keep it. Oh, and a beautiful move there from Will Roberts. Hopefully, by having these two teams right now, it preserves the integrity of the main event. Hopefully, both these teams wear each other out, and it keeps the main event one-on-one. We know Dirty Don has a lot of shenanigans typically in those main events. So if we can remove Hard Limit and flips per second as a potential factor, it would be ideal to having a clean one-on-one match. Although when it comes to clean matches, that is not Dirty Don's strong suit. So we will have to see what transpires in the main event coming up next. Both these teams really going after some big shots. And look at that steel chair in the ring, just mangled. Looks like that steel chair was hit by a car with all the shots that has been taken on the human anatomy. Oh, and a beautiful jump-up kick. Will Roberts going for the knockout shot on that kick right there. That was a beautiful pinpoint accuracy. Picture perfect. Use all the alliteration you want. Wow, that was a beautiful kick. And I mean, you can use the steel chairs, you can use all the weapons at your disposal, but a brutal kick like that, that could knock you out as quick as anything else. That was a beautiful maneuver from a Will Roberts. Speaking of a beautiful maneuver, snap suplex there. But he's walking a little gingerly, so he makes the tag out to PJ Parker. And the Tool scouring the ring. He also wants a chair for this one. He wants that fresh chair to mark it up. Oh, and he's slamming it there. Oh, it just brains him. Oh, and goes for the legs. Smart maneuver, mixing it up. Going high and low, going for the head and the legs. If you're not getting the knockout, take out the legs of flips per second. Smash that steel chair right over the knee. Beautiful strategy from the Tool. The Tool's such a technician. He's got beautiful game plans, and I think what gets overshadowed is his, shall we say, unique look. All that leather, all those chains, all those buckles. It's a bit of a mind game, I think, because he is so technically sound. He is criminally underrated. We seen him a few weeks ago in the Christmas episode take on number 1 contender Tony Rizzo, and he looked absolutely amazing. There were times where the Tool looked like he was almost going to beat Tony Rizzo, the number one contender. So if that doesn't say everything about the pedigree of a Tool, I do not know what does. But speaking of flips per second, is PJ Parker going to earn his namesake? And he does with a beautiful drop kick. Landing hard on his back though on the outside, and the Tool able to capitalize. Wow, that was a beautiful drop kick, and that is exactly what flips per second brings to the table. Oh, and the kendo stick now wearing out Sweetcock's, hoping to keep him distracted. Sweetcock's not the legal man, but doing some damage to him nonetheless. And a short DDT there. Now the Tool has the kendo stick. Just twirling it around, smashing it up. Trying to break the anatomy of a PJ Parker, but that is a beautiful jumping calf kick. And the Tool's worn out, so he gets the tag to Sweetcock's, and Sweetcock's throwing that heavy leather. But a nice judo throw from a PJ Parker, reversing, and hits the Tool with that neck breaker on the way out. Oh, and going for a big top rope maneuver. What's this going to be from a PJ Parker? And just wearing him out with the Phoenix Splash, but no water in the pool, landing in the shallow end on that one. And now PJ Parker, he is real slow to get up, and he is just trapped in the wrong corner, just getting worn out with those shots. Oh, and just wrenching the arm, Sweetcock's is. PJ Parker's got to get out of that corner. He's got to create some distance, and he does with that DDT. And a DDT like that could be a potential knockout shot, and more weapons. These teams are wearing out these weapons. That is, I believe, the third steel chair that has come into play in this match. I don't know how many steel chairs are under the ring, but we're using them up here tonight. Oh, and a chair shot into a standing shooting star. Only a team like Flips Per Second could pull out a move like that. Wow. And we have not seen Flips Per Second in a hardcore type situation, but if you add the weapons into a high-flying arsenal, there could be some amazing things that these two kids could do. Now Sweetcock's, he tags in the Tool. Oh, and a big short DDT on the chair. That'll get you a knockout. Doesn't get it on this occasion, but that's exactly what you got to do, and that's the innovation of the Tool. PJ Parker tags out to Will Roberts. What sort of ideas does a Will Roberts have? Oh, he was looking to pick him up potentially for a German suplex. Tool goes out the back door, avoids that. And another short DDT. Those short DDTs have been the bread and butter in this match of the Tool. Making some quicker tags now in this one. And another DDT. Really, these teams are really focusing on the KO aspect. Going for the DDT. If you hit him in the head, that's the easiest way to a KO in a 630. And it looked like that could have been a flash knockout. Referee checked him, determined he's not knocked out, but he is... Oh, and throws away the kendo stick. Opts to go after the Tool while Sweetcock's is laid out in the ring, and a brutal shot there from the kendo stick. I mean, you got to focus on the man in the ring, but it's not a bad strategy to take out... Oh, and that kendo stick is bent all to hell, and it just breaks. Look at all the shards. And Will Roberts has said, I've done enough. Brutalized him with that kendo stick. PJ, you take over now. Oh, and a big spinning code breaker, and Flips Per Second gets the knockout. PJ Parker gets the knockout with that spinning code breaker, but I think the big assist goes to a Will Roberts. He rocked Sweetcock. Sweetcock was on the cusp of being knocked out in the ring. He was just laying there. And it was beautiful tag team synergy. PJ Parker and it's Flips Per Second winning the knockout-only tag team match. Congratulations to Flips Per Second picking up the big win here tonight. All right, and the main event is coming up, but before we get there, we are going to break down the events that got us to this main event. It was way back on episode 26. It was a 6-man tag. Dirty Don and Hard Limit taking on the BCW dojo of Tony Rizzo and Flips Per Second. And it was Tony Rizzo with that big 7-star lariat, turning out Sweetcocks and picking up the win. And it was from there that the BCW dojo got one up on Dirty Don and Hard Limit. And then to determine the number one contender, it was a number one contender eliminator with Dirty Don in that electrified steel cage at ringside. Tony Rizzo pinned Sweetcocks. He won the rubber match series between them and became the number one contender. But then Dirty Don complained that he was in the shark cage, wanted a traditional steel cage match between these two. And again, Tony Rizzo picked up the win, defended his number one contender status. And then as I mentioned in the last match, it was during the Christmas event that it was Tony Rizzo defeating the Tool. And then not to be outdone, it was Dirty Don. He wanted a piece of the action. He was able to defeat PJ Parker in a match, and then subsequently he was facing Will Roberts one-on-one. But it was Tony Rizzo that had the wrinkle to that one. He came out to sit ringside to watch the match, just providing that little bit of the extra distraction to a Dirty Don. So he had to keep looking over his shoulder. And then right as Dirty Don was putting in that Break-A-Don submission, it was Tony Rizzo grabbing Dirty Don's World Championship and trying to distract him. Tony Rizzo playing the mind games with Dirty Don, where Dirty Don is known for playing the mind games. Will Roberts was able to get the advantage, but he couldn't come out with the win as Dirty Don hit that dirty driver and picked up the pin on Will Roberts. And then post-match, this was the scene that we saw. Challenger and champion standing toe-to-toe in the ring. And that brings us tonight to the main event for the BCW World Championship.
The following contest is your main event of the evening and will be a singles match.
Alright, and it is main event time, and let's break down the tail of the tape. Tony Rizzo versus Dirty Don, 6'1", 315 versus 5'8", 210 for the champ. And when we look at the records, Tony Rizzo's record is a bit deceiving because his first 5 matches in BCW, he had those 5 losses, but he is now on a 7-match win streak. BCW World Title on the line, main event, Random Draw 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, the BCW head trainer, Mr. Tony Rizzo.
And here he is, the number 1 contender, the number 1 ranked wrestler for Dirty Don's BCW World Title. He is on a 7-match win streak. He is looking the best he's looked in his career. Can anything stop Tony Rizzo here tonight? We're going to find out when he gets his opportunity for the BCW World Title.
Ladies and gentlemen, the undisputed BCW World Heavyweight Champion, Dirty Don.
And here he is, the BCW World Champion, the man who has had a death grip on that title since BCW Episode 3 when he won it. Every single time Dirty Don steps in the ring to defend that title, there is some sort of shenanigans. We've had him turn out the arena lights. We've had him use an electrified steel cage. We've had him pay off referees. It has been a smorgasbord of shenanigans. But tonight he faces Tony Rizzo in a match that is randomized. Will that negate Dirty Don's tactics? We're going to find out as he defends the BCW World Title.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is for the undisputed BCW World Heavyweight Championship.
And here we go, the challenger, Tony Rizzo. 7-match win streak, looking the best he's looked in his career. Size, strength, and power. And we have the champion, Dirty Don. He has never been pinned, never been made to submit here in BCW. He is the BCW World Champion, the longest reigning champ we've had in BCW. Can he defend his title one more time tonight against perhaps his toughest test to date? And Dirty Don slow to give up that championship to the referee. Ref lets Tony Rizzo know what he's fighting for tonight, and it is the main event, and that's what it's all about, the BCW World Championship. The biggest prize in BCW. Who's coming out as the champ? Let's find out with the randomizer. Well, there we have it. The bell has rung. This BCW World Championship match is underway, and as we see from the graphics there, it is a 15-minute Iron Man match for this main event. And in terms of the stipulations, there was the champion's choice, a challenger's choice. There was ladder match, first blood. There was a variety of matches, but I think this one might be one of the better options for a Tony Rizzo. And I say that, and speaking of options for Tony Rizzo, that 7-star lariat. That's his finisher, coming out in the first minute with his finisher, and Dirty Don kicks out. Tony Rizzo wasted no time in going for these big, huge pummeling shots. And as we've seen from the tail of the tape, Tony Rizzo has about a 100-pound weight advantage over a Dirty Don. And as I was mentioning for the stipulation, it's about a 50-50 split, I think, in terms of who the stipulation favors. Only one count there. I think the stipulation of the 15-minute Iron Man match favors the champion, Dirty Don, in that he is smaller, he is lighter, he has way more of a gas tank than a Tony Rizzo. I know Tony Rizzo trains hard. He has really good cardio, but when you're that big, it saps a lot of your cardio having all that muscle. But on the flip side, I think the 15-minute Iron Man match favors Tony Rizzo in that Dirty Don. He is known for those shenanigans, but when you are competing in an Iron Man match, you could get one fall real early here, like how Tony Rizzo did with that 7-star lariat, but you still got to fight on for those 15 minutes. So if Dirty Don pulls some of his shenanigans, Tony Rizzo hopefully will still have time left on the clock to recover. No, but he might not have any time left here. It looks like Dirty Don's going for the dirty driver, setting him up. Finishing maneuver of the champ. Picks him up, 300 pounds, crashing on his neck. That is 300 pounds, rocking your spine. 2. And Tony Rizzo kicks out. The durability of a Tony Rizzo. And that Dirty Driver, it's a smart maneuver because it is truly the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Dirty Don picks you up and he has all that weight come crashing down on your neck and spine. And speaking of crashing down on you, and a kick out at 1, Dirty Don sending a message to the challenger saying, you are not getting a pinfall on me. And that is another great point, is that in this 15-minute stipulation, he goes for the pinfall again after that pop-up powerbomb. Dirty Don has never been pinned, never been made to submit here in BCW. His only losses came in 6-man tag team matches where he was not even pinned. So in terms of singles competition, he's undefeated. But he might not be for long with this bear hug. 100-pound weight advantage, just wrapping those meat hooks around you. Gable gripping it, but Dirty Don going for the ear clap. And the ear clap, it doesn't look like a devastating maneuver, but you get that equilibrium rocked. It can throw you off. It can make the whole room spin. And speaking of spinning, beautiful backflip there from Tony Rizzo. Wow. That is athleticism I did not think a Tony Rizzo had, but he is pulling out all the stops for this Iron Man. And we have about 10 minutes left now in this Iron Man match. 1/3 of this match is gone. And I think Tony Rizzo, he is ahead on the unofficial scorecard. The scorecards mean nothing in this one, but I think Tony Rizzo is ahead. So in this last 10 minutes, I think Tony Rizzo has the best chance to really capitalize on those damage points that he got in the first 5. A beautiful neck breaker there. Tony Rizzo shoots the half. Tony Rizzo going for a lot of pinfall attempts too. Dirty Don kicks out, putting Dirty Don on the back pedal, forcing Dirty Don to keep kicking out, to keep changing his game plan, just like he did there with that back elbow. Just using the weight. Ducks it, and a big flying clothesline, 300 pounds. Oh, and I think Tony Rizzo is going to go for that rolling hills. Dirty Don countered though, so it's a moot point. Oh, and Dirty Don! Dirty Don with a poison mist fireball? This is the shenanigans I'm talking about. Dirty Don with a poisoned mist fireball, and Tony Rizzo's eyes are just screaming. That could have burned his face. That could have burned his eyes. Goes for the cover. Is he going to pick up the quick win here? But Tony Rizzo manages to kick out it. And as we know, that is an obvious disqualification. So Tony Rizzo is up in this Iron Man match 1-0, but it might... Oh, and he just rocks him there. It might be the ticket that Dirty Don needs to win. A lot of damage to a Tony Rizzo. 2. And Tony Rizzo keeps kicking out. I think Dirty Don thought he would do that poison mist fireball. It would injure Tony Rizzo. It would really debilitate him, and then he would pick up some quick wins right after, but that is not the case. Tony Rizzo just keeps kicking out. You cannot keep Tony Rizzo down when the BCW World Title's on the line. And Dirty Don is feeling it now, but this match is about half over. We have just over 7 minutes left now, and Dirty Don is down on the scorecards. Dirty Don has got to do something to pick up that deficit from that poison mist fireball. And he might be doing that right here, right now. Dirty Driver, the impact on the spine. Can Dirty Don pick up a win and make it break even? Oh, and Tony Rizzo with the rope break. I think Tony Rizzo's getting worn out. He is slow to get up, and he had to get that rope in order to break up that pinfall attempt. Dirty Don is getting higher and higher in terms of getting that 3 count. Oh, but Tony Rizzo here. 7-star lariat out of nowhere. Knowing that he has to do something big. But Dirty Don kicks out. If Tony Rizzo can get up 2-0 on Dirty Don with just over 6 minutes, just under 6 minutes left now. And a 7-star lariat, he might do it right here. Can Tony Rizzo go up 2-0? And he does. Dirty Don is at a huge deficit. 2-0 in this Iron Man match. Tony Rizzo is up 2-0 because he had that disqualification that from Dirty Don that made him up 1-0, and now he is the first man in BCW to get a pinfall on Dirty Don. If this was a traditional one-on-one match, Tony Rizzo would be the BCW World Champion, but now we're coming up to 5 minutes left. 2/3 of this match is gone. Dirty Don has got to get 2 or more falls in this last 5 minutes. Otherwise, we have a new BCW World Champion. And in terms of a Tony Rizzo, he's just got to hang on for about 4 and change, and he is the champ. Just got to run out the clock for a Tony Rizzo. He has done the work. He has done the impossible. He has pinned Dirty Don. And now he's just got to ride it out. We're coming up to just a little over 4 minutes left in this Iron Man match. Dirty Don, I think he is feeling the desperation. He is feeling that pressure where he has got to do something big. And he's really focusing on the neck of a Tony Rizzo, potentially for that dirty driver again. Oh, but he's just raking the eyes now after that poisonous fireball. Just raking and grinding the eyes, putting insult to injury. And we don't know the extent of that poison mist fireball. The poison mist or the fireball is enough. But Dirty Don, can he? And he does. Dirty Don gets a pinfall on Tony Rizzo. He is 1 fall away from tying this up. It is 2-1 with about 3.5 left. Dirty Don going after that arm. Dirty Don, he's got to get the submission. He's got to get the pinfall. Going for the cover here, doing what he has to do. But Tony Rizzo kicks out. Coming up to 3 minutes left. Tony Rizzo just has to play defense, and we have a new world champion. I think the poison mist fireball backfired a little bit for Dirty Don. I think he thought he was going to take the L, get the disqualification, but then quickly rack up some pinfalls. But it was not meant to be. But maybe he's going for the submission, going for that trailer hitch, real high angle, digging the knee into the back. But I think Dirty Don knows he's got to go for the pinfall. He can't just hope for the submission. He was successful with that dirty driver just a few minutes ago. Can he do it again? But now we are coming up to just over 2 minutes left. If Tony Rizzo can hold on for about 120 seconds, we have a new world champ. But Dirty Don with a beautiful backflip maneuver there. And he ties it up. A new maneuver we have not seen from Dirty Don ever in his repertoire. He pulls it out, and now he has tied it up 2-2. We have 1.5 minutes left, 90 seconds. If one man can pull out the win, and Dirty Don going for the knee here, going for the knee in the ankle of a Tony Rizzo. Can Tony Rizzo just hang on for a little longer? Tony Rizzo shrugs it off and some stiff shots to the face. This match leading into the final minute is reaching a crescendo, and we are down to 1 minute left here in this BCW World Title Match. Big, huge powerbomb there. Tony Rizzo really racking up some damage points in this last minute. And now just choking him out. I think Tony Rizzo's anger's taken over. But Tony Rizzo can't get disqualified. 30 seconds left. He's got to do something big, and he's just wearing out Dirty Don's face. What's he going for here? Going for a huge suplex. We're coming up to 10 seconds left. Is he going to go for a pinfall attempt? Opts to pick him up. He's only got a few seconds left. It locks in the bear hug. 1, and time has expired. And look at Dirty Don's arm. I think he tapped out after the bell. But tonight we have reached a time limit draw, 2-2 after 15 minutes of hard-hitting action for the BCW World Title. And both men really pulled out all the stops. Dirty Don on par for the course with those shenanigans with a poison mist fireball. We don't know the extent of the damage to Tony Rizzo's eye. But in the conclusion of this main event, it is a draw. And here we go. We have Mr. GM coming out here to settle the score. What will Mr. GM's decision be? Is he going to let it stand? Will it officially be a draw and Dirty Don retains? Or is he going to restart this match and give them a little more time to compete We got to take a break. When we return, we'll find out what Mr. GM's decision is. All right, we are back, and Mr. GM's decision was we are in sudden death overtime. Mr. GM said that there has to be a winner. We cannot end a pay-per-view with a draw, so it is sudden death. Traditional match, one-on-one. First fall to win, first pinfall or submission is the BCW World Champion. Both these men now have been fighting for over 15 minutes of hard-hitting action. We still don't know the extent of the damage to Tony Rizzo's eye after that fireball in Dirty Don. Looked like he was going for the Dirty Driver. It got him a fall in that Iron Man match. And now we are in sudden death, and Tony Rizzo, he's going for a big maneuver here with a powerbomb right near the edge of the ring. That is going to do a lot of damage to Dirty Don's back. Oh, and Tony Rizzo went for that 7-star lariat. If he hits that, I think he's got the championship all sewn up. And both these men, so much damage accumulation. It could be one big move for them to win it. Dirty Driver. Oh, and what's Dirty Don going here? I think the Dirty Driver could have been it, but he's going for that elbow drop, I think. And he nails it. Dirty Don has won matches with that elbow drop before. 1, 2, and Tony Rizzo kicks out again. Dirty Don cannot believe it. I think Tony Rizzo is showing that he is the most durable. Oh, and what's this? Dirty Don just clotheslining the referee. Dirty Don with his shenanigans again, and the ref down low blow to Tony Rizzo. And that is just going to sap every little bit of strength that Tony Rizzo has, and now Dirty Don waking up the ref. Dirty Don risking a disqualification. Oh, and he goes for the pin now. Ref still a little woozy. 1, not this way, not this way. 2, kick, and Tony Rizzo kicks out. Dirty Don cannot believe it. He is flipping out. Low blow to Tony Rizzo. You cannot keep Tony Rizzo down. But at this point, it might be academic after the Dirty Driver. Has he cinched this one up? Not this way. Ref still slow to count. 2, kick out Rizzo. Kick out, kick out. And Dirty Don retains. Damn it. Can we not get one BCW World Championship match that is a fair and even contest? Every single time Dirty Don has defended the title, there has been something stupid that he has implemented to retain that title, and that is why he has the death grip on it. You can't respect a competitor that goes into every single match like that. And Dirty Don doesn't need to do it. He has the skills. He's a champ for a reason.
Here's your winner and still undisputed BCW World Heavyweight Champion, Dirty Don.
Dirty Don retains the BCW World Championship in the main event here tonight. Can't say I'm surprised, but I'm just disappointed because that was an absolute classic in that 15-minute Iron Man match. But we kicked off tonight's action with the Game Changers winning the Hardcore Tornado Tag, becoming the new #1 contenders for the BCW World Tag Team titles. We will have Game Changers versus Exiled 2 coming up in the future. And then it was a knockout-only tag team match. It was the rubber match between Hard Limit and Flips Per Second, and it was Flips Per Second coming out, winning the rubber match, winning the series 2-1. And then, as we just seen, 15-minute Iron Man match that went into overtime. Dirty Don successfully defends his BCW World Championship again against Mr. Tony Rizzo. But I think Tony Rizzo proved that he was the better man here tonight. It was the shenanigans that beat him. Dirty Don comes out with his BCW World Championship.
On the next episode of Beyond Compare Wrestling.
And on the next episode, we get an update from Byron Cassidy. We go to the UK for that one. Then we have Victor Payne confronts Mr. GM. Victor Payne still undefeated. He wants to be the #1 contender. And we have Savage Jacob Akane in action. We have a loaded show on the next episode, so thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one.